Hello, everybody. It's Christopher back with the promised non-PB video for the European matches ahead. This is not just for this weekend. I think these players in these two teams are going to dominate their groups, and I think they're going to do quite well personally throughout the competition. The two teams are Benfica and PSV. I think both are excellent teams. I think Benfica very unlucky in the European Cup group stages. They should really have gone through. New team, lots of new players settling back in. They've got some amazing talent. They've got a great group, I think. PSV as well have spent a bit of money. You know, Felipe Max, a lot of people held. That's actually left from Osberg and went over there. And they got Götze in as well, Mario Götze, and then just supplementing the fantastic youth that they already have there. Some amazing talent. So these are two teams that I'm going to focus on. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. We've had an amazing weekend. My first weekend fully going for it, and I tipped Parajo, and he won star player. Tip Poulsen came on and scored. Roos came on as well, scored as well for IPD. Thaven at Marseille I tipped as well, and he got two IPD as well, which was amazing. We just had a great weekend. I think nearly everybody that I tipped actually got IPD this weekend, which is an amazing return, to be perfectly honest. So just onwards and upwards, really, to be honest with you. And a few of the other players I tipped didn't start, unfortunately, but I think they will do over the next month or so. So there's a lot more returns to be made. So I've been on a really good run, guys. I've called a lot of players. So please like, subscribe, and share. I want to make as many people as much money as possible. And I think these 5 players will make you money in the long term and short term as well. So the first one on the screen is Peasy. Just noticed over here while I was tipping him as well that, do you know, I got linked to Spurs. Imagine him in that Spurs team as well. He is a 30 goal a season midfielder. So to me, that's just ka-ching, guys. It's just a money machine, printing machine. He's obviously non-PB. That's the problem. But he will move. I know he's 30, but look at Bruno. He's as good as him. He's as good as him in Portugal. They really rate him very, very, very highly. They think he's an amazing talent. Probably the best player in the league over the last couple of seasons. So the first one is, I suppose you're going to ask, is why am I picking all these Benfica players? Which is obviously the main point that I've picked them is just the groups that they're in. I honestly think that you can't go wrong with them to begin with. So first of all, don't forget he plays for Portugal as well, Peasy. So I'm just thinking long term as well. Played in the qualifiers. I think he got a couple of starts and he got a goal in one of those matches as well. I think it was against Lithuania or something like that from memory. So first of all, you're buying them for the long term. Benfica have been amazing form at the beginning of the league. First of all, to say they've won their first 4 games. I know again it's a Portuguese league, but they've had some hardish games there as well. They went out to that Greek team, which was very unfortunate. But let's have a look at the group that they're in. So the first match they got is Poznan away at the Polish team, which I think they should win. Then they got Standard Liège at home, which I think they should win. They got Rangers away, and I think they're really going to put it up to them. Rangers have been in good form. Obviously, saw that in the Derby win as well. But honestly, this Benfica team really, really strong. I personally think so. Anyways, and sorry, they've got Benfica at home. Benfica are at home against Rangers, so it's Benfica at home against Rangers. They're at home against Standard Liège within this month period, and they got Poznan away, who are the poorest team in that group. They'll definitely top that group, I think, and they'll definitely go through. So even you buying them now and waiting, you might get Spurs links again. You might get links away during the January time. Mourinho sounds like he's a big fan as well. You're picking them up for 39p. So again, guys, let's have a look. As I always say to you, are you buying value? Are you not buying value? I think you're buying him at a very good price. When he's performed well in the past, as you can see over here in European competitions, he's gone up as much as 65p, and that's when the index wasn't going through a great period. You can get him down here at 35 pence. He's gone up a little bit the last couple of days, but come back down again. You can see as well here, he actually gets lots of PB, MB, which I didn't realise as well. Obviously, going through the stats as well, guys, this is a key, right? He's already had 11p in PB dividends last season for European matches. He doesn't really get a lot of games, guys. That's a 27% return already. 122 average PB, and his max was 286, obviously winning PB. In the group stages, he had 5 IPDs in the Champions League last season. And this is the Europa League in an easier group. He's been in major form. 30 goals, like said over there last season. In all competitions for Benfica. He gets assists, he's on set pieces, he dominates that team. The good benchmark for me was Bruno Fernandes when he was at Sporting, and he did fantastic in the Europa League as well. I think he's a great player. He's one of my biggest holes at the moment. It's a lot of patience with him, but one IPD win, and remember they're all goal days in the Europa League. You could be getting 28 pence back. You only have the value back in them, and obviously with IPD over the next while, I think you could actually get your money back, capital back, and then just hold them for the rest of the group stages as well. You could recycle him as well, but I just think he's such a good player. I think for PB as well, he's a bit of a machine. So because I like Benfica, because I think they got a great group, and I've done a lot of research on this. I think they got the best team in that group for definite, and I think they're going to be one of the dark horses for the competition as well. They were really unlucky to go out. I think they've got a fantastic season ahead of them as well. And I think this purchase here, guys, you can see now, he had no sell price before. Now he suddenly does, because people are buying for this weekend, this week coming up. He's an amazing player, Everton source. Look at this. He was linked to Everton as well, which would have been fantastic. I think it's over here. Yes, Everton were really, really after him last January. He decided to go to Benfica for his own development as well. I think it's also a language thing as well. I've noticed Brazilian players that go to Portugal first, they settle in better, and then they make the move afterwards. He won't be at Benfica for very, very long, guys. This guy is just an absolute talent. Now, first of all, are you getting him at value? You're definitely getting him at value. When the move was off, he just dived. And that's the lowest he's been. And I think this guy, when people see him in the Europa League and they actually see the talent that he is, I'm on about just in general. I think just seeing him in general, you'll see how much potential he has. As a winger, they're playing him as a winger, but he's down as a forward, so straight away a tick. He's not competing against PZ, which is something I've looked for as well. I've tried to find a defender, a midfielder, and a striker for Benfica. For me, again, 24 years of age. That's a big tick. One of the best players for Brazil. He basically dominated that Brazil team in the Copa America. Besides Neymar, he's going to be the main man for them as well. He has already had 3 IPD this season for Benfica. Remember, he's only settling in 3 and 4 games. In Brazil, before he moved, 11 goals and 5 assists in 30 games. This guy can score goals. He can assist. He is so talented. Usually the tricks he can do. He's physically very strong as well. I think he has everything. And it's a long-term hold. This is a 2 or 3 years hold for me. Everton soars. Remember the name, guys. I think he will be moving maybe even in the summer if he has a really breakthrough season. If this Benfica team does what I think it does, if he suddenly becomes someone that gets 20 IPD in a season, I can't see any reason why there won't be lots of people coming in for him. That's, again, my own personal opinion. I think you can't go wrong at around 90p. You get anything for 90p for a player of his potential. Non-PB league, again, remember, that is an issue. Don't get me wrong. But again, these Benfica players, the next one on the list is Grimaldo. Look at this. £1.27, half down. There has been a massive exaggeration when all these dips happened as well. Some of these players, when the transfer market closed, just dived completely. He's only 25 years of age. He's been linked all over the place in the past. They've really rated him in Portugal. He's had 2 goals in the Champions League last season. He's had 2 IPD in 3 games for Benfica this season already. 6 assists in 26 games last season. That's right, 6 assists in 26 games. Very, very good baseline as well, but 120 average. He's got 306 PB in one game. He's actually had 4 dividend payments. Again, I keep saying all this, guys, because for me, and this is just personally, any of these non-PB players that's already had PB, you've already gotten some PB out of them. It shows the potential that they have. They don't get many games to show their worth, guys. You know, again, you're looking at players like this, and he's a 25-year-old who's been in great form already this season for the 4 games they played. Benfica have been just killing it. 6 assists last season. I think the season before that, he had 4 goals and 12 assists. He had 4 goals and 12 assists the season before. Benfica were poor last season. This is a guy who can score goals. He's proven it in Europe already. He's already won PB. Honestly, the more I talk about him, the more I want to buy more myself. Like, I just think you can't go wrong with this Benfica team. I watched a little bit of them. I watched clips. This guy looks like a little gold mine for me. And then, obviously, PSV are such a talented team. There's so many great players in there. Goetze, I think, will be good value for this. I think Felipe Max could be amazing value as well. But I've gone for young players that I think have just amazing talent. And again, guys, I'm trying to get you value. So again, let's look at the crash that happened. He was averaging about 170, even down here 147, now down to 142. You can pick him up for even lower. 21 years of age. Look at the group that they're in. They've got such a good group. PAOK, who I know defeated Benfica. They were very, very, very lucky. Nicosia, not the team that was in the Champions League. It's another part of Nicosia, one of the other clubs. And they're not great, guys. They've got Granada, who are a Spanish league team, don't get me wrong. But I think that Granada are okay. I think Montero's the main man for them linking up. And I think besides him, they're a functional team. PSV, with the signings that they've made, Koitzer, you know what I mean? They got Felipe Max in there. They've got Gapoko here, who is just a fantastic player. He's only 21. 2 goals in 4 games this season already. 7 goals and 6 assists last season in 25. And this is why I bought him. In the qualifying, Europa League qualifying, 3 goals. He will be playing. They have high hopes for him in Holland. They really rate him as well. Look at the group of players that are coming through in Holland, and he's one of the top 5 as well. Honestly, one of the top 5 players, guys, that's coming through. You cannot look past that. The talent that they have in Holland, and he's really rated there. I think personally, you could see he hitting 220. Personally, 220, I think, by the end of the season. If he has a really good Europa League, if PSV go very far, again, I'm thinking about long-term guys. If Benfica do well, if PSG go well, these guys will also be in the shop window. People will want to buy them. There'll be links all over the place. He's 21. He's built definitely for the Premiership. Look at Bergwijn. I know when he went, he didn't do well, but before he left, I think he went up 50 pence, in 50 pence, I think, increase, based on his move to Spurs. Same thing can happen to Cody as well. Brilliant player. I think they're going to dominate that group, and I think he's going to play every match and he's going to do really well. And then people start to go, oh, who's this young fella? And then it'll be all the people just piling into him. And again, things the same thing with Malin. Look at the pattern, guys. Now he's bounced back a bit. £2.59, and now gone down to 170, 176. Look over here as well. Arsenal have been linked to him as well, like massive links all over the place. You know, he got an injury and that impacted him. He's back again. He's 21 as well, but there is a difference. 2 goals and 1 assist in the European qualifying already. 208 PB max. He's already won 5p dividends in Europe. 3 goals in 4 games in European matches last season for PSG. So he can definitely do it. Like I said, 2 IPDs already in qualifying. 3 IPDs in 4 games for PSV this season in the league. Last season, he was very injury plagued, but 11 goals, this is correct, 11 goals in 14 games, 11 goals in 14 games. Playing for Holland, 21 years of age, massively dipped off, links to Arsenal's. People really rate him more than Gapoko, and I think Cody's at a very good price for now, guys. So I think you're going to get in very, very cheap. He will do what Malin's done. Youth has taken a battering, but it'll come good again. He's in the Europa League, suddenly does some tricks, scores a couple of goals. People go, oh my God, imagine he wins a PB. And then people just jumping in. Guys, you have to play the fixtures. PSV and Benfica are going to go far in this competition, I think, which means they're going to be in the shop window. Their players, their young players that I've picked will get links away. Once they get the links as well, guys, it's not just that. It's also the fact that if any of them win a PB, people are going to jump in. They're all goal days as well. It's a multiplier as well. I know this sounds silly, but because there's so many matches coming up, they're even in with a chance with Team of the Month. If any of these get a big score like a 200 or 300, they get 2 of them. That's 600. You've also got that as an outside shot. These are poor poor groups that they're in. Benfica want to do well. They need the money, so they're going to try to do well in Europe. PSG are going to do exactly the same thing to put these players in the shop window. So, guys, please like, subscribe, and share. Please trust me on these. I've not put you wrong the last couple of videos. I made a lot of money, nearly 8% return in the last video off one game week. These could make you, I say, nearly all your money back by the end of the season. So, as always, guys, just please like, subscribe, and share, and happy trading.